I want to talk about, though, while we're here, I'll pull my screen back up, and Richard Hart, man, let's talk about him. His Twitter, he hasn't changed this yet. I suspect that's coming next. I suspect the glowing bag's going away. I love it. I kind of miss Prada in a way, but I suspect there's more media changes coming at some point. Followers keep going up significantly the last few days. Very, very close to 300K. He's put out a lot. Wow, in the last 2 hours, he put out more. I haven't even seen these yet. We'll get to them. I don't know what they are yet, but we'll get to them. But the biggest thing going on in the community right now that I want to cover, and I was prepared to totally cover on the other stream I was supposed to do today, which is HEX mining. And Sloth, Crypto Sloth, Mr. Sloth, I would like to get your thoughts on HEX mining, HEX minting, HEX burning, anything we can do to avoid being associated with, oh, wait, hold on. Isn't Bitcoin mining destroying the world or something? Don't ESG hate mining? Isn't that like a dirty word too? Get your thoughts on the situation there of why the Donner Swans comes to our chat.
What's up, chat? Yeah, what's my opinion on like the what's the word I'm looking for? The change of verbiage, basically.
Are we forking HEX and removing all the references to stake to mining or murning? Mining plus burning, murning, hashtag murning. Let's get it trending.
Yeah, that is the perfect tagline for us. The murning. The highest
murning. It's like Ethereum has Shanghai fork. We have the murning fork.
Oh,
murning fork.
Yeah,
people be murning for that fork.
Yeah, it is funny to watch Richard Hart just declare something, and then everyone's just like, "That's what it is." It's like, it's kind of funny.
He was very declarative in the first tweet, and I was like, "Shouldn't you stream?" Like, so my position, I'll quickly preface this with, I don't think anything major is going to change, and I could be wrong, but like, I need to hear him stream and explain this stuff, because this whole like wink, wink, hey, why is, we need to do this, but there's no like reason why other than everyone suspects SEC, blah, blah, blah. And then how's it even going to happen? Okay. I'll say my one point. I have 1 point on this. There's one drawback to decentralization, especially in our decentralized community. And it is making big changes like that, especially unilateral ones. And if anyone can make it, yeah, of course, Richard can make it. But it's very hard to do that. If a company wants to change, there's some company called, I don't know, staking101.com. And then they're like, oh, no, we want to be mining101.com. They just buy a new domain. They change their website. They update the code repos. They, put out a press release, whatever. They change all the stuff. They change the messaging. It's cool. All the employees that work there, they're now saying the right stuff. Everyone's aligned. They'd have reorgs, whatever. That's easy. But in a decentralized community, when staking is part of the ethos, it's on t-shirts. People are, there's probably like necklaces, golden necklaces that say like, 5555 stakes. And there's, it's part of the nomenclature and part of the wording and part of everything that we talk about is, stake it till you make it, ladders, all this stuff. How do you change that sort of thing? I'm not saying you can't change it, but like, I guess that's what I'm missing right now. And like I said, I want to see Richard stream about it, but how do you make that transition? And is there a good reason to do it too? I guess that's another question.
It's already done. He did it. Like it's done. The community shifted. Like everyone shifted. Dude, you have a freaking miner hat and pickaxe on your Twitter handle now, man. Like it's done.
That was a little sarcastic, but yes.
Yeah. No, it's done. No, seriously, it's done. The website's changed. The entire community is using the verbiage. Like I say it in jest, like it's funny to watch, but like it's actually really interesting to watch the entire like mimetic landscape of HEX change. Yeah, it's.
I literally haven't seen this until now. I didn't. Wow.
Was it like it's really interesting to watch in real time the mimetic landscape of HEX completely change from a single tweet of Richard Hart. Like that's incredible. Like just from like an observational like standpoint, like it's like incredibly interesting and a really cool case study on like communities and like how memes transfer through a community and like who's the authority figure that like dictates what verbiage is used, because nothing's actually changed, right? Like it's what like cookies, accept cookies. Hex Orca was just like trolling the crap out of Twitter when he did it, which was hilarious. But he was like, he like, you know, took screenshots of the code, and like the functions on the contract are stakes, right? So like nothing's changed. It's just the marketing that's changed. Yet it happened like pretty seamlessly. Like my initial opinion was like, I really don't care. Like semantics isn't an interesting debate for me. I get the point. It's like trying to use. It's like the, you know, front running any kind of legislative or like, yeah, any kind of legislative restrictions kind of thing.
But would it even work? I think that's the question too. It's like,
also
they say, okay, for the last 4 years you've been saying staking. It's in the contract to say staking. Like, wouldn't they be like, and then you just changed it to you know, avoid something. So like, well, I don't even know.
It's also a little bit to move away from like to separate from like centralized exchanges staking, because things like Celsius, BlockFi, all of that stuff use the word staking in their marketing and on their websites and UIs. And like even back when like Celsius was like a big deal, BlockFi was a big deal. Like they were like legitimate places to put your money. There was, and when I was coming up in crypto, there was a lot of question like, what's this, like the word staking was being used interchangeably with these platforms and with things like HEX or like liquidity providing. So like staking was just like a catch-all term, basically to mean like put your coins and earn more coins. But I think it's just also a shift for new people so they don't associate HEX with things like the centralized exchange yielding. And also, yeah, for new people to not associate it with that. And it's kind of a shift to a little bit more what's more accurate on what's going on, maybe. You know,
well,
I think we should also have
more confusing. I'm just these are all good points. I'm just gonna like devil's advocate here, take the other side. Like, wouldn't it be more confusing when people are like, oh, HEX, what is it? Oh, I mine HEX. Oh, do I need to buy like a miner? Oh, no, you don't need to buy a miner. But how do I do it? And if they already know what staking is, they're like, oh, I just buy some coins and I tell somebody or something to do something with them. Like, wouldn't they be even more confusing? Especially if people who knew a little bit about HEX before, now they're like, oh, now it doesn't have, to them, it's like, okay, it's 100% uptime, trustless, 3 years. But now you've changed to, maybe in their minds, you've changed something fundamental. Even though that's, you know, not true, nothing really changed at the words, but would it be even more confusing?
No, I don't think so. So I think if somebody had like a basic understanding of HEX and they're confused by this, that's a really easy fix. It's just the word change. Nothing's actually changed. Anytime you see mining, just think staking, and that's done. And the second situation where somebody else is coming in, every question you ask are things you would have to go through in the education process anyways. And like if they're asking those questions, and they're just asking you the questions of things that you need to teach them how to do in the first place. So the complexity of onboarding hasn't changed, at least in those two scenarios.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, I mean that's. I'm just trying to think of what, and I know with Richard's eventually he's got to stream and talk about this too, but it's just, what about all the other projects? That's another thing too from Alan Carpenter, just language doesn't make. So is all of the derivatives, all the things from HEX, there's just this like big cascading change of staking to mining. And maybe in 6 months from now, we'll look at it like, oh, that was easy. Like that was no sweat. You know, that wasn't as hard as we thought, but it just seems like a lot of stuff has to change. And is it a distraction? Like, isn't that like, shouldn't we be focused on building stuff instead of rebranding? Is there anything to that?
I think Alex sums it up pretty good. He had a couple good tweets about it.
I'll pull his Twitter up.
I have it up if you want to pull mine up.
Oh, you have it? Okay. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, so staking has become a bastardized term in the industry. It's unfortunate that a term originally coined years ago to be decentralized in nature has been used to empower some of the biggest centralized frauds we've ever seen. All truly DeFi products should consider distancing themselves from the terms if the social definition does not align with the protocol. That's a pretty good take. And then he also had stuff talk about, in HEX, you burn your coins to create a HEX miner. Hedron adds the inflation reward by also allowing you to mine Hedron with the same miners. Icosa miners can then be created using proof of destruction. I dig it. So we've seen Alex, he's pivoted too, which is cool to see.
Yeah, it's just funny enough, in the code, everything still stays the same. So if we're trying to pivot and avoid something looking like something that it's not, and I totally agree that, I mean, what is staking? First of all, I need to see a definition from, if anything comes from this, any legislation comes from it, they're going to have to define staking very specifically. And we probably won't fit the definition regardless of if we're hex staking, we're hex mining, we're hex minting, whatever it is. So I don't know. I mean, I see the move as strategic, being proactive, but at the same time, it's sort of I don't know. It just seems like a gamble in a lot of ways too. Like, first of all, like, will it even work? Or will they say, oh, look, you just changed the words around. You've been staking for 4 years, like my point before. And second of all, is there anything to even worry about? Would we even fit the definition in the first place? And is it worth risking? I don't want to say risking the brand, but like creating staker. They're cool terms, right? Like, this is part of the
Staker app has to change their name.
Miner app V2, not as fun as Staker app V2, right?
Oh my gosh!
It's just.
I think Steph is going to have to dump some more Hedron to pay for a new marketing campaign.
New market. but I mean, funny enough, that's the point. I guess that's the distraction point too, right? Like, all this rebranding, all these projects need to be like, no, we don't do Staker. And now, hey, community, we just came together over hex price go up. Now, what else we got to fight about? We got to fight about using different words now, right? That's going to be cool. We're going to fight about the words from now on. Some people are going to be like, don't say staker, don't say mining. And some people are going to be like, don't tell me what to do. And
yeah, that's going to be funny too. Oh wait, there's also isn't there is it stakehex.today? Yeah. Stakehex.today. That website's done.
There's so many things based on staking.
Yeah.
Stakehex. Sorry.
It's actually kind of funny.
Go buy today, I guess.
Go buy a new domain.
Jeez.
Looking at Hedron.com is fine. There's no stake win.
Cool, Sloth. We're glad your website's okay. Everyone else is burning. Sloth's okay. I get it. Man, it's just, God, there's so much cascading effects. I just hope it's worth it. I think that I just hope it's worth it. Again, who better can we trust to do, to bring us to the glory land? It's Richard. But like, I hope it's worth it. I hope it turns out okay.
It's a non-issue in my eyes. I think it's better to, take it in jest, make a joke out of it, laugh about it. Like, it's not that serious. Who cares what we call it? Like, if you know what it is, like, what's going on, and it really doesn't matter what words we use that much. Maybe in a marketing perspective it does, but like, it's funny.
I'm gonna laugh at it. So don't cry. But fun stuff on the things that's been going on.
Yeah,
Richard posting.
Richard has pivoted. It has made some interesting pivots in the content he's been putting out lately. Your friend Somi, he called it pretty good.
Our friend Somi.
He had our friend. So yes, no, not your friend, our friend. You got your fluffy socks on.
You drinking your soy fucking latte? Now, every time I go to Starbucks and I order my iced. I don't do it very often, but every once in a while I like to treat myself. I order an iced soy latte.
That's your treat? A soy latte?
That's one of my treats. It's one of my treats. But now, when I go do it, the barista looks in my eyes, and I think about his voice saying, "You fucking soy boy!" Like, I just hear it. I just hear it, and God, it's kind of funny at the same time. But it's a little emasculating. But I'll take it. He makes great content. I was going to ask you though.
Dude, he's blowing up, dude.
Which one? The soy.
Somi, he's blowing up, man.
Oh, he's blowing up. I think said pull it up. I'm like, I can't do audio for some reason on this, but yeah, he's blowing up, and a lot of people. Your boy Ben Cage too, not cagey, not your boy Ben uncaged, unchained.
Whenever I invite him on, I won't embarrass myself by not knowing my guest last name. I'm just kidding.
I do a lot of prep work beforehand, but pronouncing
names, whole document.
It's usually not on the list. Usually,
I didn't get a document for today, Max. What's up with
people
that?
People are named reasonable things. You got the doc. You just haven't checked. Go to lookatthehedron.com and then check at the bottom of the page. I dropped you a link right there to the doc.
You dropped
Didn't hack your website.
Look at the Hedron?
Probably.
You can't. I have a VPN.
Oh God. now you got me thinking K for K. I will not give you a hard time about VPNs. They're fine. They change your IP address. They're fine. They're cool. I want to talk about the name though. So if we do mining, so is it mining? So I thought Richard was like, right here, he's like minting or drawing or, thinking or burning, or like, it sounds like he's soliciting feedback from the community on it. Do you think mining is the right choice? Do you think we need a new word to popularize? It's, murning. They're throwing that one in there in the ring. Do you think minting, burning, like what? Have you thought about what would be the best if not mining?
Yeah. I think I'm just so accustomed to staking, it just rolls off the tongue easier. Like, I have my stakes. I'm going to make a stake. I'm a staker. You try to translate to miners. I have my miners. I'm going to make a mine. I'm a miner. Yeah, it doesn't roll off the tongue as easily, but
I'm a miner.
Whatever.
Sounds like a rap song, though. I'm a miner. Maybe. You trade one chicken pot pie for 3 if you go. Yeah, I don't know. Burning sounds like destroying. They're all like kind of negative connotations. Minting sounds okay, but does anyone know what minting means? Like, I guess minting coins, maybe you have an ideal. I'm talking about the 99% of people, not the 1% who actually understand this stuff, but the 99% of people that we're going to be onboarding over the next decade. Like, are they going to understand? Are they going to be cool with mining, for example? They look on TV, oh no, all the corporations, ESG is not investing because of green energy and all that stuff. Are they going to be cool with mining in the future? Is that future-proof? Is minting future-proof or intelligible enough for people to wrap their head around and have what is the most price positive description of what HEX is doing, since we can kind of make it up, since it doesn't fit the standard definition of staking.
Yeah, I don't know.
It'd
be something like I'm gonna show you how to mine HEX, and you mine HEX by time locking your coins. And so when you time lock your coins, you get T shares. These T shares are essentially your miners, and then at the end of the time that you locked up your coins, you can mint all of the HEX that you're entitled to from that miner. Yeah, I mean, it could work. It's there.
We got plenty of people to think about it. I think, this is day 2. We're so early.
Day 2 of this brand new world we're living in.
I know. Miss Dr. Chaotic Gary said, isn't terms of underlying economics, we don't fit the general definition. Yeah, like I said, I don't think that. So that would be my counterpoint, is like, why even, if we don't fit the definition, if we can present, if anything ever happened and we need to present a case of why HEX isn't fitting under whatever new terms may come up, why even change it from staking if we don't need to do that? Is it? Yeah, I can make a point for that too.